Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 1. And again, and more points dropped. Another, I would say, poor performance, especially the second half. I thought the first half it was all right, but I think it was two brilliant moments from Morgan Rogers that really kind of set the two teams apart. It was a little bit of a poor game, especially in the second half. But overall, let's speak a little bit about the starting lineup. So obviously Lemens started in net, Yora, Heaven, Shaw making up the back three, Dalot, Ugarte, Bruno and Dogu making up the four in midfield. Then you had a front three of Mount, Cunha and Sesko up front. So the only changes from my lineup was that Heaven and Ugarte started ahead of Martinez and Mainu. Mainu missed out due to injury. That's what has been reported. So hopefully he's not out for too long. But in terms of the first half, I thought Manchester United started okay in the opening 30 minutes. It was pretty even. But in terms of if you had to pick which side was probably better in the opening 30 minutes, I thought it was probably Man United. But Aston Villa do get a double chance in the 8th minute. Onana launches forward and picks out McGinn on the right flank. The Scotland international bends an effort towards the far corner and draws a fine stop from Lemens. Rodgers is there to follow up, but Heaven makes an outstanding block. Then in the 22nd minute, Sesko has a chance. Fernandes looks to play one through the middle, and Conce's attempted interception only succeeds in playing Sesko through one-on-one. The United striker can only shoot straight at Martinez though, and that was a huge opportunity wasted, I think, by Sesko. I think he needs to be doing better there. I think he should score that chance, but Martinez, the Villa goalkeeper, who does really well to kind of come out and kind of tighten the angle for Sesko and make it really hard for him. So shortly afterwards, that chance, Cunha slips Sesko in again, but this time it's a little bit more difficult. As he rounds the keeper, he takes it too wide. So that was about it in terms of chances for Manchester United. There wasn't really too much going on, but we did start the better of the first half. We were outnumbering Villa in midfield. We did have more possession than Villa. I think we outnumbered Villa 4-3 in midfield, so that's why we were dominating possession. But Villa do get the first goal in the 45th minute. Morgan Rogers makes it 1-0 to Aston Villa. McGinn spins in the centre and pings it wide to Rogers on the left. The attacking midfield has plenty to do, but he gets inside Yoro with ease and from the edge of the left of the area, bends a stunning curling effort into the far post past Lemens, and in my opinion it was poor defending by Manchester United. Yoro doesn't do nowhere near enough to stop Rogers cutting inside. You know what he's going to do. Morgan Rogers on his right foot, he's going to cut inside, he's going to strike, and the strike is amazing, has to be said. It was a really good goal by Morgan Rogers, really well taken, but I have to say it was poor defending by Man United, and you have to give Rogers credit for the strike, but we could have done so much more to stop that goal, because you know what Rogers is going to do. He's going to cut in into his right foot and he's going to have a strike towards goal. Thankfully for Man United though, we do make it 1-1, 45 plus 3 minutes at the end of the first half. Matty Cash, he dithers deep in his own area on the right. Dogu pinches it. His tackle finds Cunha in the area, and the attacking midfielder bends low past Martinez and finds the bottom right hand corner. So in terms of the first half, I think it was a little bit. I think it was fair that we were going into half time 1-1. I think the least we deserved was a draw at half time, because I think that in the first half we did have more shots. We not necessarily had more shots. We dominated the proceedings more than Villa. Villa were quite happy to kind of sit in their kind of low block. And in terms of the first half stats, if we have a look, Manchester United had 60% possession compared to Villa's 40, and then 5 shots compared to Villa's 7, and each side had 3 shots on target at the end of the first half. So in terms of that, I felt like as if it was a fair result going into half time. 1-1, but the second half kicks off, and obviously we lose Bruno Fernandes to injury. Hopefully he's not out for long, because if he is, then that's a really big blow for Manchester United. So Bruno Fernandes does go off for Lisandro Martinez at the start of the second half. Martinez then goes into midfield alongside Ugarte, and like I said, it was a blow to see Fernandes go off. I thought we missed Fernandes, especially in the second half. We lacked that cutting edge, we lacked that creativity from the centre of midfield, because it was Ugarte and Lisandro Martinez. And even though when Lisandro Martinez came on, I don't think he played particularly bad. I thought he was okay, He did kind of, Obviously he's a centre back, so he's coming into play midfield, and I thought he'd done all right. Well, not amazing, but he didn't really put a foot wrong. So Martinez, he does get a strike in the 56th minute. He has a chance. He actually looked pretty assured in the centre of Man United's midfield. He wins the ball high up the pitch and hits a clean strike just wide of the left post from around 25 yards. So Martinez could have scored that chance. A little bit unlucky not to be going in, but it was a little bit of the difficult chance from 25 yards. But then, unfortunately for Manchester United, Morgan Rogers makes it 2-1, and again, it's really good play by Morgan Rogers. Tielemans delivers from the left, and Heaven gets in front of Watkins. Rogers picks it up in the left of the area, and just like he did in the first half, he bends a wonderful strike past Lemens. It's poor defending by Man United again. Dalot doesn't get tight enough to Tielemans. He allows the cross to come in. Watkins gets in front of Heaven. It breaks for Rogers again, and he has too much space to kind of pick his shot, and he finds the back of the net to make it 2-1. And again, like I said, poor defending by Man United, but it was really good play by Aston Villa, and Morgan Rogers probably is man of the match. Two really brilliant moments that he produced for Aston Villa, and Villa are coming away with the 3 points. And then Man United do get a chance through Cunha in the 67th minute. Mount sends a wonderful cross out to the left flank for Dogu, who delivers a peach of a cross for Cunha, but from just outside the 6-yard box, he puts his header wide off Emi Martinez's right hand post. It's a free header for Cunha. Cunha absolutely has to score there, in my opinion. It should be 2-2, and really unfortunate that we didn't score, because I think with the way we played, the least we deserved was a point, but unfortunately we are coming away with none. Man United do make a couple of more substitutions. Off goes Ugarte and Sesko, and on comes Xerxes and Jack Fletcher. Darren and Jack Fletcher are the first father-son duo to represent Manchester United in the Premier League. That's a start for you. Then finally, we make a final substitution. Euro does go off for Shea Lacey. And then you had Lisandro Martinez, Heaven, and Shaw as the back three. So in terms of Ruben Amorim's record in the Premier League, it still isn't great. The jury is still out, and I'm obviously I'm not sure if Amorim is the right guy to be delivering Man United Premier League titles. It's been a whole year now, and his Premier League record is still awful. And it's 44 games for Amorim, 14 wins, 11 draws, 19 losses, and that's a total of 53 points. So it's not great. We can't keep clean sheets. It's another game gone in the Premier League whereby we haven't kept a clean sheet, and it's a loss as well, a poor loss. And we probably did deserve the point, but I can't really complain, because Morgan Rogers produced two outstanding moments of brilliance to seal the win for Aston Villa. And like I said, the jury is still out on Amorim. I'm not sure if he is the right man to be taking Manchester United forward. I'm not sure if he's the right man to be delivering Premier League titles, and I'm not sure. I'm not saying sack him right now, because if you're going to sack him, who are we going to get in? And it's more kind of what's the word I'm looking for? More disruption to the club. I'm not sure if sacking him right now would be the right option. Because we sacked Erik ten Hag this time last year and it didn't really improve. So if we were to sack Amorim, one, who are we going to bring in? And two, is it going to drastically improve? I don't think so personally. So possibly just give Amorim till the end of the season, and I don't think we're going to be getting Champions League football. Possibly get rid of Amorim at the end of the season, but I don't know. I'm not there to be making the decisions. Possibly if it does get worse under Amorim, then do get rid of him. But yeah, it's a poor result. Not really so much of a good performance. I thought first half we played well. Second half we kind of really didn't offer too much, apart from a Cunha header in the 67th minute. That was about it really. We didn't offer too much in terms of the second half. We'll take a look at the stats for the second half as well. And then we'll take a look at the match ratings as well. So here's the player ratings on FootMob. I think FootMob's a really decent website. Hopefully I get sponsored by them, but I'm not sure. So Lemens with the 6.2, he made two goals conceded, 2 saves. Both the goals that Morgan Rogers scored, they were pretty much in the top corners. He's not saving this one in the 45th minute. and he's not saving that one in the 57th minute as well. So really good strikes by Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers does come away with the man of the match as well. But in terms of his accurate passes, 18 out of 23, 78%. Accurate long balls, 3 out of 8 with 38%. But yeah, and then we go on to Lenny Yoro, who played 84 minutes, was the most accurate passer to play 45 minutes or more. 53 out of 56 accurate passes with 95%. 1 out of 3 duels won, which isn't great. And then Aiden Heaven, who had a tidy game. I thought he was alright. 41 out of 47 accurate passes with 87%. In terms of his duels, he's won 7 out of 9. So he's won the majority of his duels there, which is decent. Good performance by Aiden Heaven. I thought he looked assured and made a couple blocks as well, which could have led to Villa goals. But Aiden Heaven was there to block the shots for Man United. And then Luke Shaw. Let me just go on to the blocks. Yeah, he made 2 blocks, Aiden Heaven. So that was decent by Aiden Heaven. 7 clearances, 6 headed clearances, 1 interception, 4 recoveries. I thought Aiden Heaven had a decent game. Luke Shaw, I don't think he had an amazing game. 61 out of 67 accurate passes with 91%. 2 out of 4 duels won, which isn't great. Could be doing better with his duels. Diego Dallo, I thought he was not really decent going forward. I think he lacked a little bit of cutting edge going forward. I think we missed Ahmad this game as well. I think Ahmad and Mbeumo are going to be dearly missed for us. 29 out of 35 accurate passes with 83%. And in terms of his duels, he's won 7 out of 10 there, which is decent. So that's decent in terms of his duels won. Bruno Fernandes, unfortunately, he did get substituted at the end of the at half time because of an injury. Hopefully he's not out for too long, because he is our best player. I thought we lacked cutting edge, and we lacked just cutting edge going forward. We lacked creativity in midfield when he did go off. 25 out of 28 accurate passes with 89%. In terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 5, which is 3 out of 5, which is all right. Manuel Ugarte coming in for the injured Kobe Mainu and the suspended Casemiro. 26 out of 32 accurate passes. In terms of his duels, he's won 8 out of 15 there, so he's just won just over half, which is decent. And then Patrick Dogu, I thought he was alright as well. Not amazing, but getting into some dangerous positions. Did put in a really good, nice cross for Cunha, who Cunha failed to convert the shot. 21 out of 26 accurate passes with 81%. 3 chances created. And then in terms of his duels, he's won the majority of his duels here, which is decent. He's won 12 out of 15 duels, which is good performance by Patrick Dogu, winning them duels. He's getting stuck in, so that's a decent performance by him. And then Cunha, he did get the goal, of course. Really good play by Dogu, number 1, to win the ball high up the pitch. And then good finish by Cunha. But I think this header in the 67th minute, you can see he's just outside the 6-yard box. I think he needs to be putting that header away. Then if he does, it's 2-2. But yeah, really unfortunate that he wasn't able to put away the header. 38 out of 43 accurate passes with 2 chances created, and then 4 out of 9 duels won, which isn't great. And then Mason Mount, I thought he had a little bit of a poor game. I don't really remember him getting involved too much in terms of going forward. I thought he was a little bit poor. Only 1 chance created, 33 out of 44 accurate passes. And then in terms of his duels, he's won 4 out of 13 there, which isn't great. Possibly could be doing better there. And then Tesco, he did have this 1 chance, which he should have put away in my opinion. But Emi Martinez did do a good job in terms of coming out and reducing the angle and making it difficult for Tesco to actually get the shot off. It wasn't target, but it was straight at Emi Martinez, so it was saved by him. Possibly could be doing better there, but we're not feeding Sesko nowhere near enough. And we need to be playing to our striker's strength. He's 6'5" or whatever, but we're not putting in crosses for him. We're not creating clear-cut chances for him either. We're not cutting cutbacks, crosses. That type of thing isn't happening for Sesko. He's only had this 1 shot in 73 minutes, which isn't great. Only 7 out of 9 accurate passes with 98%. In terms of his duels, he's won 2 out of 4 as well. So not great, but I'm not blaming Sesko too much. I think that we're not playing to his strengths, It's crosses, cutbacks, balls into the box. We're not doing that nowhere near enough for Benjamin Sesko, and that needs to change as well if we are to be getting the best out of him. So that's unfortunate, But yeah, let's get into the substitutes. Lisandro Martinez came on. He looked tidy in the middle of the park, playing in the playing in midfield in replace of Bruno Fernandes. Obviously not too creative, but he didn't really put a foot wrong. 29 out of 32 accurate passes. In terms of his duels, he's won 2 out of 4, which is all right. And then Jack Fletcher came on to make his debut. He was all right as well. 6 out of 8, 75%. And then 3 out of 6 duels won, which is all right. And then Xerxes came on for 17 minutes. 5 out of 5 accurate passes. And then 1 out of 2 duels won. And then finally, Shane Lacey also came on to make his debut. And then he didn't really have too much of an impact. Was only on the pitch for 6 minutes. Did have this strike, which was saved by Emi Martinez. Little bit of a speculative effort from far range. But yeah, in terms of that overall, like I said, disappointing not to be coming away with the 3 points. I think that's it in terms of our Champions League aspirations. I don't think we're going to be getting Champions League football. In terms of Morgan Rogers, it has to be said, I thought he had a good game. He hit the woodwork once as well. He was really lively, and we couldn't really keep him quiet. And I did mention in my preview, he was probably going to be Aston Villa's most dangerous player, and he comes away with 2 goals here. He had a really good performance, and we weren't able to keep him quiet. We weren't able to deal with Morgan Rogers. He was really had real quality on the ball, and I think he had a really good game. And yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to kind of keep him quiet, and that's just unfortunate for us. In terms of Villa, in terms of overall, let's have a look at the stats. I think overall, every game that we dominate possession, not dominate, but we have more possession than the other side, we don't seem to be winning games. We only win games when we have less ball possession, and that just goes to show that with the ball, we're nowhere near good enough, and we're nowhere near where we need to be. I think 15 shots compared to Villa's 12. We had more shots on target than Villa, 6 compared to their 4. 3 big chances, 2 big chances missed. I think overall, I think probably a draw is a fair result. It would have been a fair result. But like I said, Morgan Rogers produced two brilliant moments of quality, and that was the difference between the two sides. And that was about it, really. I don't remember Man United creating any clear-cut chances apart from this header, which was really close range from Cunha in the 67th minute, and that was about it really for Man United chances. That was it. We really didn't offer anything too much going forward. In terms of the league table, let's take a look at the league table. We are 10 points adrift from Aston Villa, who have won 10 games in a row now. So Arsenal, Manchester City and Aston Villa are breaking away from the rest of the Premier League. We are only 3 points away from top 4, but personally I think our top 4 aspirations are gone. I don't think we're going to be finishing inside the Champions League spaces because of obviously dropped points today, dropped points to Everton at Old Trafford, dropped points to West Ham at Old Trafford, dropped points to Bournemouth at Old Trafford as well. That was 7 points that we dropped at Old Trafford, and come the end of the season, that's going to be kind of a key pivotal moment in terms of why we weren't able to get Champions League football. 7 points dropped at Old Trafford. If we had won them games, like I mentioned in my previous video, we would have been on 33 points, and then we would have only been 3 points behind Aston Villa. But now we are a total of 10 points behind Villa, and that just goes to show we ain't getting Champions League football. And yeah, not a good result by us. And not happy with the result, of course. I'm not, but I'm not here to rant and rave and stuff. Just here to give a balanced viewpoint and not swear and stuff. But obviously disappointed with the result, and it's not good enough in terms of Amrim's Premier League record. Still, and the jury is still out on Amrim, in my opinion. I'm not sure if he is the right man to be taking Manchester United forward. But yeah, overall disappointed with the result, disappointed with the performance. I think we could have been doing better in terms of our second half performance. Hopefully Bruno Fernandes isn't out for too long. And yeah, next up we do have Newcastle at home on Boxing Day, so hopefully we can bounce back at Old Trafford and put our bad form at Old Trafford to bed. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.